Whoa, we are live. Hello everyone. I am Sam Anderson, a designer on the Adobe XD team here in San Francisco at the Adobe office. It is so great to see all of you tuned in for the last day of our daily creative challenge for Adobe XD. Hello to everyone in the chat. Say hi, say where you're from, include emojis if you want, because there's that little new emoji button that you can include. Fun stuff. And I'm, shout out to everyone that has been here like each and every day, or at least most of the days. Anna, Lena, Philippa, thank you so much for joining again and again. This has just been remarkable. Damien, of course, we were chatting earlier. Wow, okay, it's going by quickly now. Omar, thank you so much. And Hamzar, if maybe that's how you say your name. I'm sorry if that's not right. But it's just so great to be back. And this is the last day. It's day 9, or the challenge number 9, as part of our 2 weeks. So it's the last day. But it is Friday, so it's good. It's a solid day to end the stream for this challenge. So if you are new to this, that's okay, because each of these challenges are they don't build on each other. Each one is its own lesson and can be approached individually. So in that case, if you are new, you'll want to check out behance.net/challenge/XD. And here is where we have all of our challenges that we've been doing over the past 2 weeks, which have just been a blast to design right here on the stream with you using XD and sharing those principles that we think are interesting, that will help you become better designers, designing for people and their needs. Anyway, we're here at our last challenge, Friday, August 2nd. Oh, by the way, click that blue button if, actually at this point, there's no more challenges to be reminded of, but you can still do it to really initiate yourself into the challenge if you're just joining. And here is the starter file for our intelligent app design. We're going to be thinking about artificial intelligence today, which is kind of a weird topic, and I for sure don't know everything there is to know about it, but I think we can all learn together. And so our starter file is here. It's a Dropbox link, and we have the XD starter file, as well as 2 images. Those will come into play later. If you do not have your own images to use, those are 2 I took, and you're more than welcome to use them for today's challenge. You can learn more about XD here. You can jump into Discord with this link here, and Discord is where we're chatting it up and sharing our designs. Let's look at that. This is Discord. Whoa. And so each day, people have been sharing their designs that they've been making for each and every challenge. And we're giving feedback to those people. So yesterday we were looking at a smart home app that shows you the status of different sensors in your home. And so look at all these fun designs that people have been making for an apartment or a home with lots of different devices connected. These are actually really cool. I'm really digging them. Might have been the one I had the most fun with so far. I'm curious to hear what all of you thought of that challenge. So people have been sharing their work, sharing their designs. We did a writing app as well. Oh, this is fun. Jadeep, cool, good work. If you're here, hopefully you're here, maybe. Hello to everyone else that has just joined. Welcome. And so yeah, we've been sharing our designs in current Dash challenge, either a link to the prototype or a movie. That all works just well. And so that's the current Dash challenge. There are other channels you can post in as well, and there's thousands of designers in this Discord community. So it's really just a great resource to talk about design, get feedback, give feedback. That's how we get better as designers. Cool stuff. So I think we should jump into our challenge for today. And, it's the last one, but that's okay. So day 9, here's our prompt: design a mobile app that automatically edits photographs for maximizing likes on social media. Allow users to view before and after. And our principle here is find ways to visualize how an artificial intelligence is making its decisions. Provide ways for people to give feedback on what the AI is providing, what changes it is suggesting. And this is important because artificial intelligence, computers making their own decisions and being influenced by the data that we are giving them, is definitely an unmistakable future frontier for designers, because we will have to design products that are using these technologies, and we need to make sure that people have a clear understanding of how they work. And because we are designing them, we also should know how they work. There are tons of resources online. I highly recommend that you read up or watch videos on how AI, or specifically machine learning or machine vision, which are like subcategories of artificial intelligence, how those work, because that is kind of the assumed underlying technology of an app like this. And so there's IBM's video on their high-level explanation, but Google has their own blogs for explaining how to use it, or how it works as well. And so there's some other apps that are doing something similar. But you know what's wrong with these apps is that they will like automatically do these magical things to your photos, let's say, which is the example we're looking at. But they don't actually surface to you how it is or why it is making those choices. So like Google Photos might be like, hey, like these photos maybe you want to delete to save space, but it doesn't actually tell you like maybe how it got to that conclusion. And that's one of the downsides of just AI in general. It's like we don't exactly know how it works sometimes, but I think we'll get closer to knowing how it's making its decisions with time. And so that's what we're working our way towards, showing how it is making its decisions. And so in the instance where maybe we have an app that edits your photos automatically for you, then, why is it, if it recognizes a landscape photo, this is a photo I took in Reykjavik, Iceland. It was a fun one. It was a really clouded day. And it recognizes maybe you want to edit this photo, you want it to like really pizzazz it up and make it so much better. It could say like, oh, I recognize this is a landscape photo. There's architecture involved. It's kind of cloudy. Maybe we can make that architecture pop a little bit more, which means like increasing like the clarity or the contrast. Maybe we can actually replace the sky to make it a better sky, because it could recognize the visual characteristics of a cloudy sky and actually overlay that perhaps with a more sunny sunset sky. And it's also warming the entire footage, the entire photograph as well. And so that characteristic could be coming from the fact that it's a landscape photo, and landscape photos can look really good warm, especially with a sunset. And so I've made these two artboards. They just kind of dissolve into each other, where you see the before and you see the after. These edits, I did make them myself in Photoshop, but we're assuming that the technology is kind of making these edits for us. And feel free, if you edit your own photos, use your own photo. I included this just in case you do not have your own. But use your own before and after if you'd like, and that would make it so much more fun to see the design. Hello everyone that is new and joining the chat. And so I also designed some initial UI for like this photo editing app. And the idea here is that like you could adjust individual things if you wanted, like this, like you could crop it or adjust like the contrast or spot healing brush if you wanted as well. But then like this is like the magic wand button that will just do the like automatic editing of your photo so that it looks better and will get like more likes on social media, let's say, is the goal of this app perhaps. And so I'm just going to group these two. These are two like action buttons. The action buttons are always like the biggest ones on any particular app. And so our flow is that we're going to have our before photo, we're going to hit this button, and then it will turn into this after, and we'll see why it's making those changes. We'll surface those things that I said about making it warmer, increasing the clarity, because that is key to showing how the system is working. And so we have just some icons in this little toolbar, and I'm going to copy this over to this side as well, because we will be using AutoAnimate, which is going to look for common elements between the two to animate them. And we're going to move our button up. This is our button. I'm just increasing the opacity so that it goes from the bottom to the top. It kind of slides in like that. That's the confirm changes. Like, hey, this looks good. I want that. That's the button to do that. And so, but we want this button to go to our second artboard, right? And we can get rid of that first one. That was just for demonstration. And we want our transition from these two artboards to be AutoAnimate, and a tap is fine. A tap is fine for that interaction. I actually have this second photo, or the first photo is actually underneath my second photo here on the second artboard. And that's just so when we are auto-animating between the two artboards, that the first one stays there and it doesn't show the artboard underneath, like the white canvas. And it's just the new one dissolving on top. So it's a nice smooth transition. And let's look at what that looks like. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. That's cool. We can see like it's automatically like editing it. Not bad at all. I do think we can make it faster. I made it slow initially just so we can, so the audience, all of you can see what's going on with the transition. But I do think we can make it perhaps like 0.3 or maybe 0.4. We can change like the easing as well. And we can see what that would look like. So let's try that. Oh, nice. And you can see the button kind of like, whoop, you know, it has like a little snap. That sound I made is the auditory equivalent of a motion. Okay, perfect. And so, of course, you know, it can magically edit your photos, but like, we want to see what's going on. Let me just read this comment by Damien. Photos would be on the side of an artboard. Could it be still part of the animation, or does that have to be on one of the... So yeah, if you want to auto-animate elements between artboards, the element actually does need to be on the artboard, which is why this one's just hanging off ever so slightly. It can be hanging off just by like 1 pixel, but if it's completely off, the artboard may not recognize it as part of the artboard. In this instance, I can actually have it completely hanging off because it is part of a group that is on the artboard. See what I mean? But in most circumstances, if you're having issues with it not animating in how you would expect, just make sure it's just ever so slightly on the artboard so XD recognizes that it's not on the pasteboard, which is just the gray area. Great question, Damien. Thanks for bringing that up. And so we're going to bring up, we're going to have just some like tags here for like why that are surfacing, like what it's doing and why. And so we'll say like, probably not Filson Soft this time. Let's go back to the font I've been using most of this stream. Okay, most of the challenge. Halyard display, and maybe not bold. We'll do like book. Okay, so so maybe, oh, all caps. Landscape photo detected, right? And so if it detects a landscape photo, then maybe it's like, maybe then from that, it can determine like, okay, a landscape photo, perhaps we should make it warmer, right? Landscape photo detected, and let's make this darker with an opacity and make the text white. I think that'll just look cleaner. Landscape photo detected, and then right next to it we'll say like plus 50 for like warmth, right? And this is, so it's like what it is detecting, and then what action it is making because of that decision. So if it detects a landscape photo, it'll make it warmer. And so we can add a bunch of these. So we're going to have more. I should group all of these as well. Group. That's Command G to group. Handy shortcut. Group. Okay, cool. And then maybe it's like architecture detected. Maybe you don't say detected each time. That might get kind of repetitive. Plus maybe like 30 clarity. Clarity is a control that adjusts both like contrast within like kind of like shadowy values is how I would describe it. If you're familiar with Photoshop, then you kind of understand what some of these attributes are. And then maybe like clouds detected, and then like clouds detected, sky replacement. And so like this is like the action it's making. And so maybe we actually want to change, because we have we're showing two different like things as part of this design. We have like what's recognized and what's changed. So perhaps in these second gray boxes, they are actually a different color. So you can see like, oh, that's an action, right? And I could also imagine that you tap on one of these to like change it, get rid of it, if like that's not exactly what you want, right? And so I'll group all of these together. And there might be more attributes as well that you can include. Or if you want to use some other photo, go for that and have fun. Like food photos, this could also be fun with food photos, because food photos, you're always like increasing the contrast. You're always making those warm. You're just like bumping up the saturation as well. So you could say like food photo detected, or like cheeseburger detected, like, and like kind of, play with that in that aspect. And we're going to duplicate those elements on this side and reduce them to like 0% opacity. And we're gonna make sure all of these are above it on the layer stack. So I'm just using Command Shift and then the end bracket to bring it to the front, so that when these slide in, look, they're sliding underneath our elements there. Just a little detail, little details with our animation. Cool. And so now when we hit our magic button, whoa, we can see not only the changes it's making, or the end result of the photo, but the changes it's making as well. And I think there's a way to make that a little bit more subtle, so it's not, maybe it kind of comes, maybe it's over here, right? If we change our alignment here, that might look a little better, right? In terms of just our design, right? Cool, and then we'll move it on this side as well. Let me re-copy and paste it. I'll move it down, reduce the opacity. Cool, and now it's not on the foreground of our photo, so it's not, it's just on the sky. And then I think if we can, let's do, it'd be fun to hit, once we hit confirm, right? Everything could slide out. We hit the green buttons and everything, right? Remember to keep it just slightly on the canvas. And then maybe these slide away as well, and go to 0% opacity. And so this is when we're clicking this button. What I want to do is like a little slider, before and after. That would be kind of fun. And so to do that, we're actually going to put the second photo in a mask. And I don't have much time here, but let's see if I can do it quickly. So I'm putting this photo inside a rectangle, Command Shift M to put it into a mask. And then I'm going to copy that. I don't need this version anymore. I'll paste that. I'll send this one to the back to make sure that's all right. And put it in the same layer position on the second artboard. And then in in our mask, we're going to change the mask so that it's smaller. And we'll add just a little like handle, perhaps, on there, or maybe like on this one. Right, you could have more fun with a better handle than this. But the idea here is, you'll see, let's see if this works, and we're going to do drag interaction on this one. So trigger drag, and it's on this little handle, and so this will like be sliding it back and forth for your before and after. And so that's actually kind of a really neat effect. And so let's take a look at what it looks like. Whoa! And so we can see the before and after really clearly like this, which is kind of fun. And so definitely do that if you'd like as well. So I am running out of time here, but include this like little tidbit if you'd like. You can have a lot of fun with that. And it would be like a blast, a little extra detail. And so when you're done with your design, you can do share, invite, or share for review. And share for review will, there we go. Share for, okay. You can create a link right from there. And creating that link will be really handy for you because it can your design, included with all the animations, is easily available for you to share right into the current dash challenge. Oops. You can share that link right into current dash challenge. And we can have like a little feedback session and share with you everything that you might need to improve with your design. And so you can have a blast doing that. So that's fun. Sorry, I'm getting email notifications here. Let's quit that. Okay. So you can really have a lot of fun with this. And just to go over that again, we're having a handle here that's attached to a drag interaction, and it's using AutoAnimate automatically here. And so because of that, we can easily, does everyone like understand how that's working? If you've used AutoAnimate before, this might kind of come naturally to you, but if not, like we're just editing a mask, that left side, and we're just showing that top photo less or more. And so that kind of becomes like this really neat effect. Yeah, and I'm just realizing that we're kind of ignoring our other button. Actually, like it could work. You hit this button and then it kind of goes back into this view where you can see both. And then make sure, yes, dismiss reminders. I don't need you reminders. We can also make sure on your second artboard, you add that wire back because it's not going to do that automatically. So you want this one to go back in the same direction. So you can add a trigger for drag just like that as well. So drag, and then now it will work in actually both directions. All right. Where's our preview window? It disappeared. Oh, there we go. So now here we hit our OK button. It's kind of weird. You probably actually wouldn't want to show the OK button. Yeah. There's probably, I imagine you should actually do like a second artboard that has like OK, it shows the final design, and then, not design, sorry. It shows the final photo, and then you can slide in between before and after. So that might be a slightly better like workflow for you. And then like if you want, you can include the workflow for like how do you share this design back out. Like if you want to save it to your camera roll or upload a new photo, these are all like little extra things that you can add to increase the fidelity of your design. And like definitely share this into Behance. This is a really fun, I had a lot of fun doing this. This is a nice, like you get some of that AutoAnimate magic. It's a fun experience for the person that could be using this app as well, because it's like automatically making your photos awesome. And so add your photos in here, or add your design. I'm getting design and photos mixed up today. Add your designs in here and share them, and we can talk about it, and we can give you improvements so that you can really just take it up to that next level. Thanks everyone. I'm glad you guys are all really liking this challenge. Take it to that next level, and then you can upload it to Behance. Like I've been saying on all the days previous, we have people showing their work in Behance. Look at this. Okay, I don't know why this person's designs aren't showing. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's fun. But if you want your work to show up in the rest of the feed of people that have uploaded their designs, they're all using the XD daily challenge tag or keyword. So when you click create a project on Behance and you upload, you can have fun showing off your design and showing your design principles and the whole story. Craft that whole story around why the decisions you made them. Like what's the background. You can give a title to your project. You can give that thumbnail. Have fun with it. But in your project settings here on that next step, in discoverability, you can add the tag XD, daily challenge. And I'm in all caps, sorry, but it shouldn't matter. You add that tag, and then it will show up with everyone else in this whole stream of projects, which is just a lot of fun. And so it can be on your portfolio. You can have a blast showing off your work and have a good time with it, because this is the last challenge. I'll be back again. I'll be doing some hosting on this stream. I'm actually moving to New York, so I can stream from there perhaps. Me and the Adobe Live team, we're figuring all of that out. So don't worry, I will be back. But in the meantime, you can follow me on social media. I'm at sam.design on Twitter, or my website is sam.design. So I'm going for the trend here with my personal branding. So that's something that you can keep up with me on. I'm always tweeting about design tools and things like that. Designing XD with XD. With that, I was just thrilled to be with you, to teach you XD and all these challenges with you over the course of these last 2 weeks. And I will see you all sometime soon, I hope. Sometime soon. You can message me, feel free to do it, and I'll give you feedback one-on-one if you'd like. And that's about it. I will see you all later, and thank you so much for tuning in. Bye!